Hi, I'm Emily Genazio, and this is my first review video, I guess. I will be reviewing Star Wars: The High Republic Light of the Jedi, which I just finished today, and oh my god, I cannot believe I didn't read this sooner, because not only is it like a really solid introduction to the world of the High Republic, it was just overall like a really solid Star Wars story. This is by Charles Soule? Charles Soule? Charles Soule. Charles Soule. I'm so sorry, Mr. S. Dude. As somebody who also has a last name that most people can't pronounce, I'm very sorry. So let's get into it. It took me a hot second to get into it because a lot of things happen in the first couple chapters that are just a lot. We're introduced to a bunch of characters very, very rapidly. Like, it goes kind of a different character every chapter, and it's very hard to kind of like figure out what's going on at the beginning, especially because you're learning all these new names and it's a new vibe era, and you're like, oh, okay, here's a character, here's another one, and here's another one. But once you kind of get the gist of it, I would say it took me about 30 or 40 pages to understand what was going on. But that's okay. There was a lot going on, and it was my first High Republic book as well. So basically the gist of the story is there's this ship. Wait, I don't remember what it's called. So the story starts with this event called the Great Disaster, or will become to known as the Great Disaster. A ship called the Legacy Run has Star Wars'd, it's in hyperspace, and then something whack happens and it like either explodes or goes off course in hyperspace, and then these things called emergences start happening where parts of the ship that has like in hyperspace start to appear in other systems and just overall cause mayhem for everybody. And I mean, I really liked that there was kind of one main central event that happened, and then the rest of the story was kind of like dealing with the repercussions of that. And I think it did a really good job of introducing all of these new characters that we'd never heard of before in a way that made you like them and want to be like want them to be okay. There were a lot of deaths in this book, more than I was expecting for like the first book in the High Republic saga. And I know I'm like 2 years late to this because this book came out I think in 2020, and I definitely, you know, got it in 2020, but I'm only just reading it now because reasons. But it was shocking. I thought that there were a couple moments where I was like, oh, this character can't die, this is literally like the first book in this universe, and nope, they did instead. I won't say who because spoilers. But yeah, generally this book is about introducing a lot of new characters in a very good way. My favorite character, I have a few. Okay, my first favorite newly introduced character is Avar Kriss. She is a Jedi master who like listens to the Force as though it's a song, which is like awesome. It's giving like, I forget what Quinlan Voss did. But like, you know how like when you like he like touched something and he could like see it's like this new like cool Force ability that she has, and I like her a lot. And she has a buddy. Oh, this is Avar Kriss, and this I think is her buddy Elzar Man. And I love them. They're probably one of my favorite parts of the story, just because I can tell there might be like a budding romance starting. And even though, you know, romances in Star Wars always end up bad, you know, sometimes we have hope. They're both Jedi, so it's like forbidden romance. My other favorite plot was this dude. His name is Loden Greatstorm, and he and his Padawan, Bell Zettifar, remember that, Bell Zettifar, they are stationed on a planet. We come to be introduced to the villain group of the series, who are the NIHIL? The Tempest Runners, and they are evil, and they are led kind of by this dude named Marchion Ro, who has the ability to create paths, which are like new hyperspace lanes, I think is what I was gathering from it. So he can open up these things, and they use these paths that he creates to do these secret things. There's like this whole hierarchy thing within the Tempest Runners, I believe. There's like the three the three Tempest Runners who are under Marchion Ro, who like inherited the ability to create paths through his family, but it's through this other lady who's like kind of connected to the story. I don't really remember, because there's like this rule of three thing, which like if they're called like the NIHIL or the HEAL or whatever they're called, there's Darth Nicholas, something. So I'm wondering if it ends up being connected to him, because that would be really cool. I don't remember if he's canon in the current Star Wars universe. I don't think he has appeared. I know Darth Bane has in the Clone Wars, but I don't remember if Darth Nicholas has. But trust me, it's the spelling of both of those words are too close to in my head to be unconnected. There's also a plot line where the current chancellor is building this space station called the Starlight Beacon, and that's probably going to be important because it's a space station located in the Outer Rim territories, and it's supposed to be able to like allow help to get to the Outer Rims. Like there's people stationed on the space station that will be able to help the Outer Rim quicker than if they were to come from one of the core worlds, such as Coruscant. So it's like the first step in her like initiative to make the Republic better. I don't think it's gonna go very well, just because the Starlight Beacon doesn't exist in Star Wars as we know it. So unless it's like, oh, what? Yes, of course, the Starlight Beacon that we've always had in that corner of the galaxy. I don't see that going well. I don't see Starlight Beacon surviving that long. It is Star Wars. But yeah, generally, as far as like first books in just general go, I think it was really good. Like I said, it did take me a second to get into it, but I very much enjoyed myself, and especially when it came to like the kind of middle end, as I call it, like right before the events of like the ending start, I was really like captivated by what was happening, I guess. And I'm very excited to read the next one. I already have the next one. Technically, there are like some other stories that take place between or concurrent to this and the next one, which is The Rising Storm. I'm asking myself a lot of questions. I can go check. Next one is The Rising Storm, which I have, and I think that's Belle. Belle's like my Belle and Avaricus are probably my favorite characters so far. They're really cool. And like, bro, look at these covers too. Like, Light of the Jedi has so many, like Loden Greatstorm with his yellow lightsaber. I love yellow lightsabers. And even this one, like, it's so cool. I'm so excited to read this one. This has been my review of Star Wars The High Republic, Book 1, Light of the Jedi. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it, especially if you want to get into more of a Jedi encompassed storyline within the Star Wars universe. They're my favorite part of Star Wars. I'm sure they're a lot of people's favorite part of Star Wars. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little review. I did this instead of spam texting non-Star Wars fans, so hope you enjoy, and I will see you soon. Bye!